Hola amigos investors, how are you today? My name is Juan Estrella and I'm going to talk about electronic arts. So let's get started. We have Electronic Arts. It's one of the largest and most successful video games companies in the world. It gets its revenue from selling its games mainly from consoles, PCs and mobiles. I just want to let you know that consoles, they get 70% of the revenue. Main competitors, we have Ubisoft, Zynga, Activision Blizzard, Take-Two Interactive and Nintendo. Okay, so let's jump into the numbers. We have a PE ratio of 30.96 for a PE ratio of 23.30, and the price to book we have a 4.97. As a kind reminder, less than 20 for forward PE ratio, that would be great, but 23, that's okay, that's still fair. Price to book we have a 4.97, and I just want to let you know that less than 1 it would be awesome. Jumping into the price to sales, basically it was jumping between the $7.51. Actually, this is not dollars, it's basically the ratio, 7 with 51, and basically it closed with 7.27 ratio of the price to sales. I would rather prefer just to get at 1 or less, but 7, that's still is already expensive, but in comparison with the market that is still high, I think this is still fair. Basically, now in the next point, the total equity, we have $8.07 billion. Yeah, this is also, I like it because we have more assets than liabilities. Jumping into the current ratio, we have a 2.75. That means that if that's in case that we have an emergency, they will have enough money just to pay their debts. And this number, preferably, I like it 2 or more, and this one, this number I also like it. We can just provide a small news in regards of this stock. Basically, video games stocks well positioned after record 2020 sales, analysts said. This analysis was from Patrick Seeds, and basically they mentioned that the video games spending in December and full year 2020 reached record levels in the US as consumers spend more time with home entertainment during the COVID-19 pandemic, according to the data on Friday. Wall Street analysts say the increased usage is likely to continue in 2021, which should lift video game stocks. Now we just need to compare what is the average in the sector media against the electronic arts. Basically, the sector media, it says that the average is for the PE gap, we have a 22.42. Against the electronic arts, we have a 40.09. So this one, basically, this is almost double of the sector media. So this is something that you need to take in mind because actually it's almost the double of the sector media. As a kind reminder for this stock, currently they are providing dividends. Basically, the average of the dividend is 68 cents, or average of the 0.49% a year. Okay, now jumping into the graphs, at least one of the graphs that I want to show you. Currently, it closed at $139, as you see in the bullish graph. Or indicator. Basically, yeah, it's a little bit lower than the average, although it's still high, at least as I consider. If we just jump into the relative strength indicator, basically right now it's an average of 52.72. Yeah, that means that basically it's in the middle. It's not overselling nor overbuying. Okay, so now let's jump into the earnings per share. Currently, it was reported at 64 cents per stock. So yeah, I think that's actually we just need to check in comparison for the last year. So let's jump into that. If we just compare at least the earnings per share for the same report at the last year, basically in the 2019, in the report it was $2.89 against the report, at least for the last report that we have in 2020, it was 64 cents. So that means that it was a little bit higher, actually $2 per share higher little bit more than 2. And yeah, this is something that you just need to consider because that means that it's kind of a little bit expensive at this moment for this stock. But yes, let's keep checking. Oh, also just before jumping into the technical, I just want to show you the earnings. This is something that I really like it. I wanted to show you before to jump into the graph, the technical analysis. Basically, the analysts, every report that we had, at least for the last 3 reports, as you see, basically it surprised the expectation of the investors. That's why it was just growing a lot, this stock. So basically the last report that it was in the at least for the last 3, it was in May 5th in 2020, 46 more than expected. Now it went from July 30 that it was 52% more than expected, and now we have an amazing report here. Basically, for example, the analysts, they thought that it will be only 3 cents an estimate because of the running situation. However, this stock was keeping growing, and it was actually 63 cents, an average of the 64%. That it was a lot. Okay, now let's jump into the technical analysis. Basically, I just find out that there is a lot of actually resistance, so just let's jump into each of them. Basically, the first resistance that I identified, we will just jump into the highest. Basically, at least it was like a resistance that is not straight. So basically, it could jump from 146 until 142. Then that it will say that this is the first resistance that we just need to break in order that this stock can just go higher. Now another resistance that we have currently, it's $130 an average. Now the next one we have a $125.43 ish. The next resistance is the 120 with 47. And another one is 115.51. This is the one that I would like it just to start at least playing around. But at least for the swing traders, I think this is something that also you want to just play with. Oh, I just before forgetting, this is another resistance. It's just going down. So basically, maybe in the future, it seems that it maybe go to the under 100. Almost $100 or even lower. So this is something that you also keep in mind. And finally, I just want to show you the performance for the specific period. And basically, we have different performance. For the last week, it was -2.02%. Monthly, it was -1.18%. The last 3 months, it was 5.83%. The last 6 months, it was 0.50%. The last year, it was 23.09%. And finally, at least for the starting this year, there is an average of -3.20. Okay guys, well, thank you so much for watching my video. Please just put me on the comments, what do you think this stock, it will be higher than the 140, or it may go down until $115. So just put me in the comments, what do you think how well can perform this stock. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video, and see you on the next one.